Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Skye and today I am filming an updated Shop My Stash. Do you remember when I said that Shop My Stashes were going to be monthly? Yeah, it's been 2 months since the last video. But I didn't stray away from the Shop My Stash throughout this rotation. I did change some things up a bit and I did add a couple of bits in, but for the most part everything stayed the same, so without further ado, let's just talk about everything, shall we? Starting off with the cheek products, and we're going to start off with the most exciting one, which if you've watched my Shop My Stash Get Ready With Me, you would have seen. This is the Kaleidos LoFi Rose Blush Duo, and look at that pan, mate. I have hit pan in this and expanded the pan so much since I last shown you this blush. And this is one of my favourite blushes in my collection. It's just a really nice, light, dusty, rosy pink. And it is really subtle, but it is lovely. Oh shit, I actually had a highlighter, I forgot. I completely forgot to mention that I also had another highlighter. I forgot to mention it in my Get Ready With Me. But anyways, this blush was very heavily used, as you can see, and I'm so happy I've hit pan in it. I would like to finish this blush at some point, but not before I find like a dupe of it, because I love this matte shade. It's so lovely, and this highlight is cute as hell. The other blush that I was using if I wasn't feeling like the cool tone rosy pink was this blush from Cosmetics. This is the shade Carrot Cool. Cosmetics are a Polish drugstore brand, to my knowledge, and this is the shade. I love this blush. It is so pigmented, so like vibrant, and I've worn away like the pretty like engraving, and this has just been lovely to use. I have used it quite a bit in this rotation. Not much to add, it was just a lovely blush to use. I love the formula, it's pigmented, it's good stuff. But because of how pigmented it is, I haven't hit pan on it yet, unfortunately. Now the two highlights that I had, this one, let's talk about this one first. This is the Colourpop Spirit Wilds Super Shock Highlighter. The packaging of these compacts sucks. Oh, the mirror in here is fucking great. I could have used this for my Get Ready With Me if I knew it was on my desk. This is what the highlighter looks like. It's that Super Shock formula that they have, and the Colourpop original Avatar collection, they had a highlighter in there that is one of my favourite highlights, Moon Peach, and I thought that this would be similar like vibe to it. It's just like a peachy gold version, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not as in love with it as I thought I would be. I did use it a few times, but I didn't feel like it really, I don't know, it was just kind of alright to me. I do kind of want to play around with it a bit more, but part of me is also like, is it worth keeping it? I'm not too sure. I'm not going to keep this in for another rotation just yet. I think I'm going to take a break from it and then come back to it another time and then fully form my thoughts on it, so yeah. And then the other highlight we had was the Kaleidos Prophecy highlighter. This is their multi-chrome highlight that has like green, orange, pink, gold. It's great. I love this highlighter. I mostly paired it with the Ingrid blush. I didn't really use it much with the Kaleidos one. Anytime I was doing like warmer cheeks, I did use this quite a bit. And I used it a lot as like an inner corner highlight as well. I really like this highlighter. Right, eyeballs. Now let's first talk about like the extra bits before we talk about eyeshadow. So I had some new things from Glisten that I wanted to use. So I bought their Chroma Flick liners when they launched. These are their like multi-chrome liquid liners. I have the shade Medusa, which is that green one, and Beetle, which is like the red looking one. I will say this formula, you do have to like work with it a little bit. Like you do have to dip your brush in a few times if you want like a really seamless full coverage like graphic liner moment. But once you do layer them a little bit, they look really, really good. I mean, like you don't need to layer them that much. It's just like smoothing them out and making sure the pigment is even on like all sides. Like if I just like ignore those swatches that I originally had, like if you just like that, I mean, that's pretty good coverage, but if you want to get like, make sure that the texture is nice and even, you do kind of have to go back in with them. Which honestly, I don't really mind, because this makes like having multi-chrome eyeliner so easy, because normally I would just use an eyeshadow and you have to use a glitter primer and then, you know, stamp it on like I did today. But these make like multi-chrome graphic liner really easy, and I use these quite a lot, especially when I wanted to do something minimal. I didn't really want to do anything too extravagant with eyeshadow. I used these and they were great. And I also paired the Chroma Flakes. I was gonna say Chroma Flick. No, those were the eyeliners. The Chroma Flakes, these are their like flaky gels. This is the shade Fairy, and I had to get it because of the name. I mean, come on. And I heard really good things about their Chroma Flakes, and I loved this stuff. You need a tiny amount, and because it is in like a gel base, it's basically got like an inbuilt like glitter primer in there. It's lovely. Like, if you love flaky gel formulas, this is for you, but don't expect this to be like an even metallic. This is truly like a scattered flaky look. But yeah, this shade is like a peachy pink with gold. It's just so pretty, like tapped all over the lid when you have some graphic liner, or even like as an inner corner. I really liked using this. I'll probably get a couple of the iridescent-y shades, because this is kind of like bordering on an iridescent, like it basically is with the sheer base. Yeah, I really liked these. These were really fun to use. Now, eyeshadows, I had 3 palettes and 1 palette of singles to use. Now, I believe that 2 of these I didn't have in my hands at the time that I filmed the Shop My Stash, but I did say that I was going to be adding them once I received them in PR. I was just waiting for them to be delivered. But the first palette I had was the Blend Bunny Lure palette. This, oh my god. This has become... I have such a love affair with this palette. I'm just gonna say that. I love the tones in here. They're very much me colours. The greens were heavily used. I love the neutrals and the purples and the blues. The shimmers in this palette are lovely. Honestly, like, I feel like Blend Bunny keeps continuing to improve their shimmer formula. And these ones and the All Done Up shimmers are just fucking spectacular. Blend Bunny mattes are just such a dream to work with. If you've never used them before, they're truly just magical. This colour story really spoke to me, and I use this so much in this rotation. I really got to, like, really get to know this palette, and I need to do, like, a video with it at some point. I know I did, like, a first impression, but I want to do, like, another one. I want to do some more of it, content with it. I feel like this palette has become one of my top, like, favourite palettes of the year. And it's definitely in my top 5 favourite palettes now. And I've only had it for, like, a few months. But I still, like, even today I was tempted to reach into it, but I was like, Skye, you've been using Lure so much. Give it a rest. So I had to force myself to use something else, but I had such a love affair with this one. I don't really want to put it back in my collection. I really don't, but I must, because she got a lot of love, and other things deserve to have that amount of love too. Next we have the Geology Wheat Belt palette. Oh, I bloody love Geology, one of my favourite brands, and honestly same with Blend Bunny and this next palette we're going to talk about. They're like 3 of my favourite brands. But this was lovely to use. I love Geology's formula. I am working on a 2 Looks Plus review with it. That should be coming at some point. I don't know when, but it's coming. And I just really liked using this for a lot of simple looks. The greens in here, mate, they are fucking stunning. They're really lovely, like, olive pukey greens. I did, like, a really nice, like, cut crease. Was it a cut crease? No, I'm thinking of a different look that I did. I did a really nice, like, blended liner with the greens in here, and it was so lovely. I love the neutrals in here too. I use the neutrals so much. These, like, rusty tones as well, like this mac and cheese color. Are you kidding me? So beautiful. The only shade that I would say I don't really like, it's a good shade, but, like, I wish it wasn't here, is this blue. Purely because I wish this was an iridescent. That would make this palette so well-rounded to me. I just feel like the blue is a bit like, eh. If it was an iridescent blue, now we're talking. I just love these neutrals especially. Like, the neutrals and the greens in this palette really make my heart sing. And yeah, I will have more in-depth thoughts about the formula, everything in my review video, which will be coming at some point. The last palette I have to mention, this is the Glaminatrix Into the Night palette. I didn't end up making a video on this palette, and it's kind of a crime because it is really stunning and unique. I don't know if this palette is still available, but it's what I used on my eyes today for the Get Ready With Me. And this was really fun. I actually took this up north when Greg and I went for like a little holiday to the north of the UK, and we went to a wedding. I actually wore this for my friend's wedding, and it was just so lovely. Like, I used these green shades and this neutral as well. This silver is out of this world stunning. Like, it is like molten, literally liquefied silver. It is so beautiful. Blue shade Bustling. It is so pretty. The deep mattes are great. It is a really unique color story, and I feel like it's an underrated one from Glaminatrix. I feel like not many people talk about Into the Night, and I don't know if it's still available. As much as I love Glaminatrix, the way they release things kind of bothers me sometimes, because I'm like, well, is it going to be available or not? This was also Sen PR as well as Wheat Belt, but yeah, let me know if you want some videos with Into the Night, because I never got around to it because I just got so busy. Now, the singles I have to talk about. The main singles that I actually like had officially for the Shop My Stash were the three at the top here. So we have Shine by SD Shadows from the Earthborn collection with Seeking Shifts. We have Ice Blink, Nacre, and Verdigris. Now, I originally had different shades in the rest of these slots, but since those shades weren't really in my Shop My Stash, I swapped them out for some neutrals, and I took this palette up north with me, and I use this palette a lot, especially these three shades. I wore this shade on as my lid shade for my friend's wedding, and it was so stunning. It was so pretty. Nacre also is stunning. Like, Ice Blink here is one of the best shadows of this year. Or even of all time, actually. No, I'm gonna give it that title. It's one of the best shadows of all time. It's one of the shadows of all time. It's at least the shadow. Not much to say about these. They became staples in my routine for this rotation, and even on days when I was really struggling to do my makeup, I just kind of dipped into Verdigris and Nacre and Ice Blink. Like, I just kind of used all three of them on my lid, and I was good to go. Okay, really quickly, my camera battery is actually about to pass away. Lip products. I have 4. So first we have the Colourpop Lippy Sticks in Unreal. It's their Blur formula. This is a really nice, like, neutrally brown, and I use this so much, and I'm actually thinking of keeping this in for another rotation because it is just such an easy to use lipstick. And with a lot of looks that I did, it was really easy, lovely. Yeah, not much to say. The other lipstick I had was the Rare Beauty Kind Words lipstick in Wise. This is a beautiful cool toned, is it cool toned? I guess so. It's like a proper neutral lipstick, I guess. Like a neutral brown. I love this shade. I use this an obscene amount, probably like my most used lipstick in this rotation. I think even more than Unreal, but I love this formula, love the shade. It paired really nicely, especially with Into the Night and with Lure. It was just brilliant. The lipstick I'm wearing right now is the Kaleidos Agave Lip Clay. And I did use this actually, like, I think I used this 3 times in the rotation, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot, okay? I used to wear colours like this literally on a daily basis, and I don't really do that much anymore, but I really should. I should make the effort to, because I'm wearing it today and I just love it. Yes, it makes my teeth look more yellow than they already are, but I love this teal shade. Okay, apparently it's not a Skye video unless my camera battery dies, so yeah, I'm just reviewing the footage. My camera battery died. I don't believe I talked about the gloss. I use the gloss like quite a bit. Not really much to mention. It was a good daily gloss when I didn't know what to put on my lips. I paired it a lot with the lipstick, like the Unreal lipstick from Colourpop. And yeah, so let's get into the Shop My Stash rotation, shall we? Hello, I am significantly less glamorous than I was in this intro. I'm filming this on a separate day. As I may have mentioned, I have gotten a lot of new products in the last like couple months that I have been using like off camera and just in my own time, and I want to pick them out officially for this next Shop My Stash, just so I can test them even further and also like document it more, you know? We never touch my complexion section, we just don't, but my blushes, we can kind of see it's getting a bit, it's flowing. She's flowing. It's getting a little bit out of hand, but the most recent blush that I have gotten, and I really want to use more, is this Made by Mitchell liquid blush, their Blush formula, and this is in the shade Peach Sugar. I have already uploaded my mystery bag video where I bought one of the Made by Mitchell mystery bags. I've never tried the brand before. I unboxed it and I used the products, and this is so cute. It's such a pretty peachy colour, and I want to test out this formula a bit more. I don't know, but we could pick out something else. Maybe a powder, because we have like one liquid, one powder. So I think in that case, I'm gravitating towards this, the Nabla Skin Glazing Blush in Truth. It is really pretty and glowy, and I think because also this Made by Mitchell one is really matte, and this is quite glowy, that will pair nicely together. Yeah, I'll do that. All right, now for highlighter. So I've actually got a couple of new highlighters in here that I have been using off camera. They were sent in PR. These are the Lottie London Diamond Bounce highlighters, and they are so stunning. You can see that I have used this shade a lot. This is the shade Frosted. It's got a bit of staining, it's got a big dip in it. It's like a Colourpop Super Shock formula almost. It's really like squishy and putty and super sparkly, and I think like this looks so stunning like in the summer because like it just looks glistening and gleaming on your skin, and I wanna like really use these more because they're brand new. I want to play with them a bit more. I also have the shade Golden. And I think that's going to be it for this drawer. Okay, so we have all my eyeliners, and then these are single pot shadows, loose shadows, pigments, liquids, all of that stuff, and my rhinestones. Usually I don't pick anything from this drawer, and I don't think I'm gonna grab anything. I mean, I do have some new liquid shadows, but like, I don't really feel like using these colours. Like, these are from the Colourpop, what is it, Legend of Korra collection. And they look really pretty, but like, I don't know. I like these colours, but I already use like these kind of multi-chrome products in my last Shop My Stash, so I think I'm gonna leave them for now. So I think I'm just gonna move on to the next drawer. Everybody's favourite drawer, aka my personal hell, lips. I do have a couple of new things and I do want to use them. So this is brand new to me. Well, is it brand new? It's like a month old in my collection. That's still new to me. This is from Half Magic. These are the Magic Drip Glitter Lip Gloss, and this is the shade Magic Brownie. I have never tried from Half Magic before, and this gloss was so gorgeous. It's a really pretty like brown neutral super sparkly gloss, and I had a discount code that made this like £8 instead of 18. 18 quid's a lot for a lip gloss, I'll be fully honest with you. I want to test out this formula a bit more, so we're gonna use that. What else do we have? Like, we've got the reds. I don't really want red. I do have this Made by Mitchell lip liner, the All Lip No Trip liner, and this is the shade In the Cooler. I think this might actually pair nicely with the Magic Brownie. I don't know if they will. I feel like it's a gamble, but I'll give it a try since they're both new. Oh my god, wait, there's literally a lip product that's meant to be in there. Hang on. Oh my goodness, I did not prepare for this. I literally have a lip product that is new to me. Mate. This is from Alter Ego. They sent this to me in PR along with some other bits that I will be picking out for this rotation. This is their liquid lipstick, matte liquid lipstick, and this is the shade Euphoria. Yeah, this was on my desk. I completely forgot to put this in my collection. It's like a traditional liquid lipstick formula, I'm pretty sure. I haven't used it, so this is brand new. Actually, let's look at the colour. Let's have a look. Okay. It's very thin. This reminds me of that old KVD liquid lipstick in the shade Lolita. I used to love that shit. I used to love that colour when I was younger. A little bit disturbing that I, as a young teenager, liked the colour that was called Lolita. We don't talk about that. I would like to try out this formula. It looks similar to hang on. It looks a bit similar to my Perfect Plum liquid lipstick from Odin's Eye. That's the same shade. I mean, they are different. Like, one's more muted, one's more, like, punchy. You know what? I'll actually bring out both of these and compare them, like, formula-wise and all that. I know the colours are slightly different, but I feel like I don't only want to keep one or the other, so, you know. We'll see. We'll actually bring both of these out and test them. And I think that's all I'm gonna pick for this draw. I'm half tempted to continue working on this Colourpop Lippy Stick in Unreal because I do kind of want to pan it, but there's so much left. It takes so long. Now, you know what? I do want to whip this in. I'm gonna also bring this in. That's a lot of lip products. Okay, that's gonna be enough lip products for today. Right, the palette drawer's getting quite full, guys. I should really do a declutter. It's just not fitting in nicely, and I have purchased another palette because I'm silly. Even though I have so much, like, this is actually a bit ridiculous. But oh well, what's done is done. So I do have a couple of palettes that I do want to dip into for this rotation, and they're both from Alter Ego because they sent me a lovely little PR package and I want to test them out because I haven't tried the brand out before. So the first palette is the Midsummer palette, and this is like a neutrally kind of like desert-y neutral palette, but I like the tones in here. I've used this once, like I used like these colours together, and I actually really liked it. I liked the look that I came out with, and I like that there's a pop of lavender in here and like other neutrally bits. I don't know, I feel like the tones are quite unique, so I do want to like give this a shot. And the other palette, which I am really excited for, again, I've only used this once so far, but this is the Coastal palette. Let's see if I can, yeah, you can read the name there. And this is so pretty. I believe this is meant to be a dupe of the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette. I know in the past I've not been very like, I didn't like the idea of dupe makeup, and like, I think my opinion has changed a bit. If it's not an indie brand, I feel a bit less like passionate about it because I'm like, I don't know, the whole thing's a bit dicey, but I think in this like cozy living crisis, like everything is so expensive and makeup is a luxury at the end of the day that, like, you know, I don't see much of an issue anymore. I used to feel a lot more strongly about it, but my opinion has changed. And yeah, this is the Coastal palette. It's got really like lovely mauvey, purpley tones. It's even got that weird like petri dish looking shade, which makes me quite uncomfy. I can't lie, that upsets me greatly. The shimmers look really nice and I like the tones, so I want to dip into this one. And also low-key, I was like tempted by the Rose Quartz palette, but I never ended up buying it because it's £64, which is just too much money for me to spend on a palette. Yes, I've spent more like on indie makeup, but like it's just too much. So I do want to play around with Alter Ego's like eyeshadow palettes for this rotation. Oh, actually, now that these lipsticks have dried, they have dried like different shades. The Odin's Eye one is the darker one. And I think I do want to whip out another palette because I do want to try and keep these monthly. I know I kind of balls that up with my last rotation, but I do want to try to make sure that I like am keeping this fresh every single month. I think the other palette that I want to use is gonna be, I am getting a new palette. I did buy the Sugar Pill Peaches and Dreams palette literally just now, and I don't know when I'm gonna get that. Okay, you know what's one palette that keeps drawing my eye and I haven't used it in fucking forever? This beauty. Do y'all remember this? Were you on my channel when this was my favourite palette of all time, the Odin's Eye Elva 2 palette. I've got 2 pans in it and it's so pretty. I still really like this colour story, but I have not dipped into it in such a long time. And I think it's about time that I go back into it. And yeah, I kind of want to be fairly ruthless with my collection. Like, I think I want to do like a declutter at some point, just to kind of weed out things. And since I haven't used this in a long time, I do want to try and test it out, see what my thoughts are, and maybe If I still like it, I'll keep it, but if it doesn't really do much for me, I might have to declutter it. But I'll probably put it in with like a sentimental box because this palette holds a lot of like happiness for me. Okay, so now we're going to put everything away. God, that is a hideous noise. Alrighty, and I think that's gonna be, this liner is getting hidden by the palettes. Let me try and do something like that. So this is gonna be the rotation for this next month. I'm going to try and keep it to just a month, I promise. Well, maybe I shouldn't promise, but I'll try my best. So let's cut back to Skye from the future, or past. I don't know. Hello, it's me, Skye from another day again, and I'm here to say that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Do let me know what's in your Shop My Stash rotation. I promise I will try and get better with uploading these monthly, and I'll actually, like, make that a point of it. If you'd like to see more makeup content from me, you can follow me on my Instagram. It's faerie.skye right here. I post all my looks there and I'm active on there every single day. And if you'd like to support me further, I do have my own small business, Rain Cloud Candles Co. We're a small queer-owned business based in the UK and we make handmade candles and wax melts. The link to shop will be down below, along with our social media if you'd like to support us. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you here. And as always, stay safe, wash your hands, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. It feels so weird waving with the other hand. I don't like it.